Hello Horror Inc. Please don't delete my channel from this video. But if my channel's gone one day, you guys will know why. Here is all unreleased content that was supposed to come to Friday the 13th, the game. In other words, a huge waste of potential. The Lazarus Experience. The Lazarus Experience was basically an unreleased virtual cabin, and you basically make your way through the ship from Jason Takes Manhattan Part 8 and end up at New York in the sewers escaping Part 8 Jason. So technically Manhattan was a part of Friday the 13th the game. This also probably would have led to a possible map, if not the boat map or the Lazarus boat. Lazarus basically means resurrection, so we could call it the Resurrection Experience, as if the lawsuit didn't happen, this would have definitely helped revive the game. Retro Jason, or some fans call him NES Jason. Instead of being just an alternative skin for Part 3 Jason, Retro Jason was supposed to become his own Jason. Did you know in the 1989 Friday the 13th Nintendo game, Retro Jason was considered one of the hardest final bosses in video game history? Due to the Friday the 13th lawsuit, we can only imagine how strong Retro Jason would have been. In the 10th film of the Friday the 13th series, we would see Jason Voorhees go into the far future and into outer space, giving life to Jason X and the Grendel spaceship. Jason X has monstrous strength and is impervious to bullets and roundhouses from androids such as KM-14.
You guys might want to run.
She was supposed to be the exclusive hunter for the Grendel map. Like Jason X, she had recorded audio and stats left in the files. Identical to Tommy Jarvis, she had 10 out of 10 stats down the line. Jason X strengths would have been stun resistance, destruction, and grip strength, with can't run, sense, and stalk as his weaknesses, bringing us if not the strongest Jason within Friday the 13th the game. Jason X, his weapon the Machete X, which included 6 new unique kills. KM-14, her weapon the Grunt Rifle, which would have functioned just like the default shotgun, but with increased damage and range, and the Grendel map were all supposed to be coming soon in Friday the 13th the game. Unfortunately, due to the Friday the 13th lawsuit, we never received it. The Slumber Party DLC. For the cost of about probably $6 or so, we could have received pajamas for all counselors within Friday the 13th the game. Now, the Slumber Party DLC was already ready to go. However, the Prom DLC wasn't as far along as the Slumber Party. And I quote, "We also planned a prom pack, which would also include some props in game. We wanted to turn Crystal Lake into prom night. Tuxes, dresses. We were modeling the dance floor like the one from the ship in Part 8. Even talked about turning the bird bath into a punch bowl, but allowing Jason to still use it as a kill spot. Along with that, we also had the costume party and spring break outfits for the new counselors, who as of now and for the rest of time will only have their default outfits." Paranoia, a game mode which allows a random counselor to be chosen as a killer, which gives this game mode a heavily inspired motivation from Friday the 13th Part 5 A New Beginning, where players must find out who the killer counselor is before the game ends or from being killed, since it's obvious counselors will take on the role similar to Roy Burns, also known as the Copycat Jason, or also known as the Fake Jason. With even an official teaser trailer, we were very close to receiving Paranoia in our hands. Because of the lawsuit, Paranoia never saw the light of day. You shouldn't be surprised when I say that we had a lot of unreleased kills. For example, we have at least 4 unreleased grab kills, which brings me to the big stuff. Before Friday the 13th the game shut down, the Jason Part 2, 4, and 7 kill packs were available for purchase, but interestingly enough, every single Jason had a kill pack. With that being said, we were supposed to receive the Jason Part 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, Savini, and Part X kill pack. Each of these kill packs contained 3 extra new kills. There was also 2 unreleased weapons, one being the Barn Pitchfork, which didn't have its own kills, but our next weapon, the Sledgehammer, had 6 unreleased kills, 3 being the default, 3 being a kill pack. Unfortunately, some of the best kills are within these kill packs. Collectibles. Wes Keltner, co-founder of Gun Media, had this to say: "Some are familiar with the Pamela and Tommy tapes within Friday the 13th the game. We're going to add photos to that system. In these photos, which would have been found in drawers, the subjects were going to focus on a young Pamela and a young Jason. The idea here was to shed some light on the life of Pamela and Jason before the events of the first film, back when Pamela worked at the diner and was then asked by the Christie family to come work at the camp. I was also interested in digging a little deeper into what life was like for a younger, more innocent Jason. We came up with a series of photos, and below are 2 of my favorites. The first shows a younger Pamela. Jason would have only been an infant at this point. Pamela seems happy working at the diner. I thought this was important to show her in a stable state. It solidified her as a provider and good mother to Jason. Also showed that her demeanor was pleasant and that folks in town probably liked her, which brought more power to the character when she lost Jason and with him her mind. It showed how far she fell when she snapped, all out of love for her son." The second photo is a young Jason, perhaps around age 4 to 5. He's excited because it's Halloween. I had the artist put him in a Frankenstein costume as a slight nod to part 6. Jason 6 was reanimated by lightning, much like Frankenstein's monster. I also had the artist add a cute little nod to forest green on the shirt. Lastly, and maybe the most important aspect of this image, was that Halloween was probably Jason's favorite time of the year. Jason was mentally simple, intellectually disabled, a life that was full of ridicule from other kids. On that night, he just got to be another kid, getting free candy. Well folks, I believe that covers all our unreleased content within Friday the 13th, the game. It's very true, this game had crazy potential. Oh, and I'm just playing, whoring. You know I love you.